I think it has a persuasive effect. Kasi kung mangyayari yan, it would be a notice to the whole world that one branch of the government, which is the Supreme Court, has spoken and ruled in favor of the former president regarding his situation there, because ang objective ng habeas corpus ay ipa-appear yung body of the person. Hindi man mangyari yan kasi nandoon man sa ICC, but symbolically malaking epekto yan. Symbolic, malaking impact yan. I really felt bad. Parang it was so disgusting for me to watch our former president to be handed over by our own government to a foreign entity. At that point in time, my heart really bled. Masakit talaga personally. I have no connection with the former president whatsoever. Wala kaming engagement ni minsan, but as a person, as a citizen of this country, personally, yung nakikita ko yun, parang tingin ko, I can't imagine why it happened to our country. Kahit na kalaban natin, pero kung ating isuko ang isang tao sa foreign tribunal, para na rin we destroyed our sovereignty. Yung sovereignty ay, as a professor of constitutional law, yan ang foundation namin in the beginning of our discussion about political law. Yan talagang una, yung jurisdiction at saka yung sovereignty. Sovereignty, kaya nga sa ating Constitution, sovereignty resides in the people and all government authorities emanate from the people. Kasi foundational ito eh. Without sovereignty, wala tayong bansa. Pero nangyari. Kaya nga kung tanong na yan, that's an understatement to say that I am really hoping and praying that he will be granted his plea for a temporary or interim release.
Opo. Kung kayo at ang marami po sa ating mga kababayan ay pumapabor dahil nga na si FPRD ay pansamantala muna makalaya, dahil po sa kanyang kondisyon, sa kanyang kalagayan po ngayon, sa kanyang kalusugan, yung ICC ho ba, sakla ho ba yun sa grounds po ng kanilang interim release rules?
Yan ang masakit, Jade, kasi we are not familiar sa kanilang culture, sa kanilang pamamaraan, kasi we are Filipinos, they are foreigners. Sa atin kasi, in all our experiences, talagang meron tayong malambot tayo. Yan, nangyari yan kay former President Erap Estrada. He was charged with plunder, but while being tried, kasi may presumption of innocence pa, he was granted parang house arrest sa Tanay Rizal while the trial was ongoing. But eventually, he was convicted. Pero napardon na sila. That's another story. Sa case din ni former President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, while her case was ongoing, she was granted with a hospital arrest given her condition at the time. Sa atin siguro, mangyayari yan, pero I don't know what kind of sentiments yung area, yung aspect of humanitarian consideration, kung ano measurement nila doon, kasi we are not like them.
Opo, bago ko lang ipasa. Yes po. Opo, bago ko lang ipasa kay partner Admar, ang gobyerno ba natin, mismo ang administrasyon, kung sakali man, meron ho bang magagawa considering po doon sa kanyang kalagayan na ng dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte? Na sana dito siya magki-Christmas.
Siguro sa diplomatic channel, yan naman talaga ang magagawa ng ating gobyerno through diplomatic channel. Pero as of now, the case is now under the jurisdiction of the ICC. Now, any decision for that matter is dependent on the discretion and the wisdom of that tribunal. May, yung tanong mo, siguro may magagawa yan kung gagamitin nga yung mga diplomatic initiatives.
Opo, Attorney Bokal, board member, mayong buntag, si Admar po ito. Meron
Salamat.
pong hiling, matagal na.
Admar.
Opo, matagal na po yung hiling na urgent habeas corpus ng kampo ni former President Rodrigo Duterte nga po, no? Wala pang kasagutan, mga ilang daang araw na po ang nakalilipas. Pero sa tingin po ninyo, maari bang makaapekto ito? Though alam natin, hindi saklaw ng Supreme Court ang ICC. Pero sa tingin nyo po, kung makakuha po ng paborabling desisyon ang kampo ni or si former President Rodrigo Duterte, maari ba itong makaapekto doon sa pananaw ng ICC ukol nga po dito sa kasong kinakaharap ni former President Rodrigo Duterte? At tingin nyo po may epekto ito sa pagdidesisyon nila sa interim release?
First of all, yung case na yan, yung petition for habeas corpus, that was to me the shining moment of then Solicitor General Minardo Guevara. Talagang saludo ko sa kanya kasi despite his being the lawyer of the government, supposedly to defend the government for that petition, he stood his ground and he recused, parang nag-inhibit. Unusual yun eh. That was a big slap on the part of his client, which is the government, because to him, being the lawyer of the government and a tribune of the people, hindi niya matatanggap yung pag-alis, yung extraordinary rendition kay President Duterte. He cannot defend the position of the government, kaya nga nag-inhibit siya. Now, yung tanong mo, I think it has a persuasive effect. Kasi kung mangyayari yan, it would be a notice to the whole world that one branch of the government, which is the Supreme Court, has spoken and ruled in favor of the former president regarding his situation there, because ang objective ng habeas corpus ay ipa-appear yung body of the person. Hindi man mangyari yan kasi nandoon man sa ICC, but symbolically malaking epekto yan. Symbolic, malaking impact yan.
Pero hindi naman po siya magiging moot po, Attorney, considering wala na dito yung subject noon pong petisyon, Attorney. Or maaari pa rin talakayin niya?
Mahirap mag-comment, Sir Adbar, kasi sub judice, pending pa yan sa Supreme Court. Ang maganda lang, because as of now, hindi na-dismiss ng Supreme Court. So, I think, pina-comment. So, yung normal yung, basta pina-comment yung respondent, may kuhan yan, para binigyan ng due course. Para sa amin mga lawyers, kung mabigyan kami ng due course sa aming petition sa Supreme Court, malaking panalo na yan. Procedurally, substantially nabigyan ng parang mayroong basis ay yung petition, at saka the respondents are required to submit comment. Sa amin nga, as I said, mag-file kami ng petition sa Supreme Court, malaking sigh of relief na yan na binigyan ng due course. At saka maganda, hindi nag-defend yung former Solicitor General. He recused, he inhibited because to him, in conscience, yung knowledge niya sa law, ay hindi niya kayang dipinsahan ang posisyon ng government.
Opo, at may pahayag na rin po yung ating gobyerno na kung ano yung ginawa nila sa dating Pangulo, maaring ito rin yung kanilang gagawing hakbang kay Senador Bato de la Rosa sakali man na meron pong arrest warrant. Sa tingin nyo po, hinog na at napapanahon na maglabas po ng desisyon ang Korte Suprema at umaksyon na po dito sa hiling na itong urgent habeas corpus po, Attorney?
They know better. The Supreme Court justices know the urgency at saka may wisdom sila. Kaya nga, yung nangyari sa petition namin to declare the impeachment, yung articles of impeachment against the Vice President, matagal man yun, pero at the right moment, at the right time, the Supreme Court spoke, the Supreme Court rendered its decision, yun, declaring the articles of impeachment as unconstitutional. Merong right time yan, Bombo Admar. Sir Admar, sorry. I've been interviewed by Bombo Radio, sorry. Sir Admar.
Opo. Attorney, siguro your last message para po sa mga kababayan natin na umaasa pa hanggang ngayon na sana ay paboran ng ICC yung hiling ni FPRRD at maging na ating pamahalaan na tumulong doon nga sa pagproseso na yan.
Ang sa akin ito, let us continue praying kasi prayer is the most powerful thing that we can do at this time. Baka through our collective prayers, nandiyan naman ang Diyos, hindi siya natutulog. Baka He will touch the hearts and He will enlighten the minds of the judges of the ICC. Makita nila yung talagang spirit of the law, yung reason why we have this law about due process, about sovereignty, about presumption of innocence, at saka yung humanitarian consideration. Kasi it doesn't mean na kung i-grant yung interim release, quits na yung kaso ni PRRD. Hindi man. The cases will continue, but he should be temporarily released from detention kasi if you are detained, parang convicted ka na eh. So, wala namang mawawala sa mga complainants kasi cases are ongoing. In the event that the judgment will be adverse to PRRD, so he will be imposed the appropriate penalty as provided for in the ICC. But in the meantime, while trial is ongoing, he should be released from detention because of his physical condition. Di naman siguro it could no longer be disputed na even before he was parang turned over by the government to ICC, he was not physically strong. He was already holding a cane. Makita natin yung kanyang, even yung kanyang memory. When he spoke, meron na siyang mga pabalik-balik na mga statements. Minsan, hindi na magkatugma kasi siguro meron ng mga memory lapses kasi brought about his age. Kaya nga, lalo na ngayon na for how many years, for how many months, yung ordeal niya inside sa detention, talagang maka-apektar yan sa kaniyang psychological at saka yung emotional, yung mental condition na worsen pa siguro sa kaniyang what he has been parang experiencing before he was abducted to The Hague.
Alright. Attorney, daghan kayong salamat po sa inyong oras at sa pagbibigay po ninyo ng impormasyon ngayong umaga at mabuhay po kayo.